of course, that's why I'm here, because I choose rather to sit and listen. And when I see the subjects, there's very good subjects. There's subjects that are relevant to the hour that we're living in. I see a far greater maturity amongst the ministers, just like Brother Nestor and Brother Danny and Royal, we have opportunities to travel around the world, and we see a real maturity coming from the ministry. I think when this takes place, when there is just such a maturity comes from seeing the word clearer. Yeah. You know, when we were reading the valley of the dry bones was coming to bone, we could see the structure. But when the muscle and the sinew begin to come on those bones, we catch a little bit more detail and see that vision stand up. And then when the breath of life is breathed into it, of course it becomes a living army. Well, surely those things must be fulfilled in the last day. When we come into a greater maturity, I think there comes a greater harmony amongst the body. It becomes more, not so much a church work, but a body work. In a body work, we are being able to recognize different gifts, different specialities amongst the ministers. Yes. And you know, those specialities are things that God has given each individual to edify the body and love. Yeah. And they really are specialities, because when you see, you know, when you've got a topic like adoption there, when you see brothers like Peter, James, John, they were adopted sons of the Word Himself. They went out and did the same things that the Lord did. They raised up churches in different regions. They had spirit sons themselves, and they began to duplicate what the Lord would lay upon their hearts, what the Lord taught them. Then you see different ones like Paul catching their revelation, and then raising up sons like Timothy and Titus and, you know, Philemon and all of these brothers. It shows how that life goes from one to another. So men that were led of the Holy Spirit, the Lord spoke through them, and it built up a body. Now, the sons of James and John and Peter and Paul didn't always agree. There was a certain emphasis that each ministry had. Now their emphasis is according to the inclination that the Lord has given them. So I don't think our emphasis will all be the same, but I believe we're all trying to paint the same picture, but bring a part of Christ that is that unique part that the Lord has placed within our heart. You know, I really believe in the uniqueness of the ministry. It's not a matter of trying to be like somebody else. God made us the way we are for a specific purpose, and that's the way that He will use you to edify the body in love. And I believe that's the key. This is the hour for adoption. This is the hour when the capstone of love should be on display in our lives. Yeah. This is the day when, as the prophet said, there was such a love in the bride that will sweep across the audience, and it will make all the wrongs right. Sometimes we can forgive and we can forgive, but there's something down in the subconscious. When the Holy Spirit moves, it'll make sure that those things disappear. And I think that's a part of the maturity, and these are the things that we're seeing by God's grace materializing in the lives of the believers. You know, we're living in a time when that letter rain is made available to bring a maturity like that. And we're just thankful that we can be a part of those things. So my main purpose here, I certainly didn't want to interrupt the program, was to sit and listen, and we've got wonderful subjects coming up, so I'll be doing some speed work on my little iPad to catch some of these thoughts that the brethren will be bringing. Because certainly ministers fellowshipping together learn from one another. God bless you, brethren.